Safin, when you get in trouble, a little bit more spin on the forehand, okay? Come on. Right here. Good. Come on, rip that. Rip. And rip. Shot selection is a huge thing where you have to know when you can go hard and when you can't go hard. When you have to put a little bit more spin on the ball, when you can flatten it out, depending on the ball. I really want you to think about that. And when there's an opportunity to go harder, you go harder. But the key is not to miss anything. You cannot afford to make mistakes in this scenario. No pressure, there's nothing on the line. You have to make all your shots. Come on. Good. Come on, a little more footwork there. And our intensity, intensity. Okay, when the ball is slower, you gotta continue to move with a lot of intensity. Don't slow down when the ball is slower. Ball is slow, you keep moving fast, okay? Come, come, come. Unnecessary. Again, try to hit that backhand on the run. Hit it. Good. Play the dead ball, okay? Play the dead ball. Control the pace and the depth. Control it better. Now. Good. No mistakes. Don't do that. Come on, rip the forehand properly. Better. Attack. Good work. Come on, don't miss that. Attack. I think you're playing a lot better than last time. Yeah. I think the level is up. You've been doing a lot of fitness, right? I have. How does it feel on the court? Do you feel like you're moving faster?
I feel like I'm not as flat-footed.
Yeah, like I felt always when I did a lot of fitness, I felt so much better on the court.
Right.
Like I just felt faster, I felt lighter. You feel like that now?
I do.
Yeah, you're definitely moving better. That's a good job.
I've been running up a lot of stairs.
Oh, you have?
A lot.
What about court sprints? You done any of those?
I've been doing that, yeah.
Very, very good. Awesome, man. And attack it. Come on. Fantastic. Come over here. Let's just finish off today. The rest of the time we'll do serves, because I feel like you're really troubled by the serve.
I am.
It seems to be your number one problem.
It is.
So our last lesson where we talked about like doing these relaxation techniques, changing,
I was doing that.
and it didn't work.
It worked to some extent.
But not that much. What about changing the way you're delivering the first serve, like doing the second serve as the first serve? Did that work?
That worked, yes. That did work.
Okay.
But the guy that I played in the third round, he had good returns.
So you couldn't do it too much.
He was just coming on my second serves.
What about slicing?
Slicing worked on the due side.
Not on the ad.
side, I couldn't really find it.
You couldn't get that
Yeah.
down the tee. What about slicing to the body?
That I did, I believe, 3 or 4 times max.
What do you think your first serve percentage was overall?
I'd say
In that match you lost.
35, 40
That's too low, yeah. It has to be at least 50%.
at least.
If you have a good serving day, it's between 60 and 70. But minimum is 50%.
Yes.
So when you're serving sub 50%, you're missing more than you're making, you have to make changes.
Right.
And even though you made changes, see, the thing is that you lost that match.
I did.
You know, so it's complicated how that works. It's all connected. The entire game is connected to confidence and how you're feeling
Although
in a
I
match.
will say on the second day, the second match, and it went to a third set tiebreak. I won at 10-1. I didn't miss a single first serve.
Right. So that's my point. There has been times in my life where I went from serving absolutely horrendous. I'm talking about maybe 20-30% first serves, to all of a sudden towards the end of the match serving like 80% first serves.
Yeah.
Like barely missing any, serving one ace after the other. Can you imagine that? Like go from playing absolutely horrible serves, an hour later I'm serving the best serving of my life. So that's why I'm saying the serving is, the entire tennis game is connected to how you're feeling, the momentum of the game. So because you lost that match, you probably have a horrible feeling about it, but maybe there could have been a momentum shift in that match.
There could have been.
Where all of a sudden you maybe broken back or you even things out, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, serves start to go in.
Yeah.
Because now you have more confidence. Now that tension is gone. Now you're feeling better about yourself, and all of a sudden the serve starts going in. The serve is going to be up and down a lot. You got to realize that. You got to accept that. There's going to be days when you're serving poorly, but the key is to find a way to win, even when you're serving terribly.
Right. That was what happened in the first match of the tournament. I couldn't find my first serve at all.
Yeah.
But I just kind of got
That was against the guy, the D1 guy?
Yeah.
And you ended up winning.
I won.
What was the score?
It was 10-6 in the third.
Oh, you guys played, okay,
Yeah.
10-6 in the third. What about the second round? You didn't serve well, but you even won that one too.
The second one, I served better.
Okay.
But in the second set where I lost, I lost my rhythm. And then I got it back in the tiebreak.
You got it back in the tiebreak, like you told me, and all of a sudden you were serving well. See, that's my point. So you got to have the hope that the serve is going to come back. I wouldn't stress out too much about it. And the immediate thing that you can do is what you did, is change up a little bit of your strategy on the first serve. You start kicking the first serve in. But like you said, if you have a really good opponent and you're giving him weak first serves, that's going to build his confidence, right? He's going to start unloading.
At least 5 or 6 times.
So that's not the ultimate solution either. That can't be a long-term solution. That's just what I'm like, do it at a few times so you can get the confidence back, and sometimes it doesn't work. Placement, super important. If you're falling in love with the tee too much, that can also cause to a low serve percentage. Where were you placing your serves?
I was trying to mix it up a little bit, but I found myself a lot of the time going too much down the tee.
Yeah, a lot of players fall in love with the tee, and it's a very hard target to hit.
Yeah.
So going wide can also increase the serve percentage.
Right. I feel like a lot of times I go tee because I'm like, oh, the net's lower, higher
Yeah.
percentage of getting it in.
All right, let me see a couple of serves, and then we'll get into the thing. You told me, your dad told me that you guys changed something on the serve.
Yes.
All right. There's something with the hip you're doing different, right?
I'm just kind of rotating a little more. Not rotate, but I'll say like loading.
Okay. Loading how?
Like before when I was serving, I was more here and I was just kind of here.
Okay.
But now I'm trying to go a little more back.
You're more coiling more.
Yeah.
Okay. Look, I don't have a problem with you coiling more if you can get away with it, if you can get out of it. I think it's okay. You feel any difference from doing that?
I do a little bit.
Yeah, okay. So the thing that you're doing now, different from the last few times we played, is like your chest is more towards the back fence as you're turning. Yeah, it's okay. You always had a big coil though. So
Really?
you always had a big coil.
Because I feel like in a lot of the videos that I see of myself serving,
Yeah,
I'm
go ahead.
kinda just like here.
Yeah, that's a big coil.
Really?
Because remember, there's players that don't coil at all. There's players that go to here.
Right.
Like literally the elbow is like to here. Like WTA players, like Pliskova and stuff,
Yeah.
her elbow is here. So you have a large coil, meaning that the elbow is on the outside here. But now you're making it even larger. You're like doing it like maybe McEnroe style, Pete Sampras style, Pierre Hughes Herbert style.
Right.
I don't know how to say his name, but you know.
I think that's a good idea. That's what.
Look, it's a good idea if you can come out of the coil. So see, some players, especially at the rec level, can't come out of a coil.
Right.
So if you have guys like who are rec level who will see Federer, they'll see Sampras, and they'll come to me and they're serving like this. Watch, they go. They serve like this, and now what happened is they go like this. They have a sideways approach towards the ball. They go here, and now they come at the ball like this because they can't come out of the turn.
Right.
Their body doesn't accelerate fast enough. The racket doesn't accelerate fast enough. So I looked at your serve when you were coiling more. I didn't see any deficiencies. So you can probably get away with it. So it's really something that is up to you whether you feel comfortable doing this or not, and whether you're seeing results or not.
Yeah.
So tell me, are you?
Do you mind if I serve from the deuce side? That's where I have a lot of my issues.
No problem at all. Go ahead. Yeah. Okay. That looks okay. I think you can continue doing that. I think it's fine. The issue still remains that I feel like on your serve you're not unloading properly. You could be hitting the serve a lot faster.
What do you mean by that?
Like I don't think that you're accelerating violently enough.
With my racket or
Everything, the whole system.
everything?
Yeah. Dude, I want you to think rhotic. Like that does that look like smooth and relaxed the way he serves?
No.
So I feel like some people can do like a serve that looks loose and relaxed, like a Federer and stuff like that. But other players look a little bit more violent when they're unloading.
Yeah.
For example, like Venetia with Sampras, to me that looks more violent. Roddick, it looks a little bit more violent.
Or like Kyrgios, maybe.
Absolutely. So what that means is that the body gets loaded, but then gets unloaded like a rocket ship.
Right.
As opposed to, and I'm not saying Federer is not explosive or not unloading fast, he is, but overall it looks a little bit more continuous.
Calmer, right,
It looks more continuous. So to me, it looks a little bit too like at the same speed your serve. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the fact that you're adding the coil won't change that. So let me show you an example here. This is what I see on your serve. It's like this. It's just kind of like, it's just a little bit too loosey-goosey. Like I'm exaggerating. Like you're serving like this and expecting the ball to go fast. Let me show you again. You're literally going like this. You know, I don't feel any like, when you look at still pictures of pros, when they make contact, the entire body is like, there's a lot of tension applied. This arm is like this, there's muscle flex, their face is grimacing. It's like, you know, there's a lot of tension applied. And that's missing on your serve. So let me show you how I would like you to do it. I'll try to copy your serve. And I want you to just unload a little bit more. You see that? Now I missed that one, but there was a little bit more acceleration starting, not necessarily tension, but more acceleration, more force applied to the whole movement starting from here. This, you know? Just get into it a little bit more violently. Okay? Okay? More. See, when I do my serve, the amount of, like where I feel the most pressure and the most unloading is in the chest area and the upper abdomen. That's where I feel the pressure. I always compare it to a ruler. If you bend the ruler backwards, and all that pressure stays stored in the front, you can undo the ruler, the whole thing straightens. So it's like the image, the mental image I want you to have is a violent straightening of the body. And where most of the force is coming from here. Because you are loading the serve well, you're just not unloading it hard enough. Okay?
So the load is fine, the unload has to be more explosive.
Let me show you again. Watch. The unload has to be a lot more violent. That's a dead ball, by the way. Here, I'm going to do this with a dead ball. There. Like unload more violently. So when I hit that serve, I feel like I'm going like this. You know, I'm just bending here, but then I'm straightening here. And you see, if you see this in slow motion, when I'm about here, my chest is like this, and then into the contact goes like this. And there's also rotation involved as well. So that movement here, there's a lot of force applied to the movement, and the racket accelerates really fast from this action, okay? More. Straighten the body violently. Straighten it. That was the best one so far. And then land harder too. I feel like you're landing too loose. Watch, the landing needs to improve as well. You go here. There. You see, you land a little harder and hold the landing. I want that back leg to kick up, okay? That's the best serve you hit. You see the difference?
I do.
And hold that finish, okay? Those are harder for sure, man. You see there's more body involvement there. Better. Again. Better. What do you think?
I feel it's a lot harder.
We'll see where it's bouncing?
It's bouncing.
It's not in the middle of the fence as opposed to the bottom portion of the fence. Keep going. This is good. Forehand. Come, 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 come! All right, see, the problem sometimes when you're serving, just serving, and you do a lot of that, right?
Yeah.
Just serving, it's not realistic, okay? And it's the whole thing is without enough intensity because you're serving into an empty box. And I'm not saying that's bad. That's really the only way to improve a serve. You gotta do it. But what I would recommend now is that from now on, is that when you're practicing serves, your dad stands there, simply just stands there. Just him standing there will change things mentally.
It does. He's done that before.
You have done that before.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yes.
It's a whole different mindset all of a sudden.
Yeah.
It makes it harder.
It does.
So that's how you can practice some of the stuff that's happening in a match, because it's when you're serving well here, it's not necessarily going to translate in a match. Think about just the fact that your dad is standing there, all of a sudden you start missing serves just because of that. Right. But think about all the other stuff that happens in a match that might cause you to start missing serves.
Yeah.
All right, so now I want you to hit about 10 serves, and I'm going to feed you a ball after your serve.
Okay.
You have to be ready to keep playing, okay?
Got it.
Keep doing the powerful unloading. Here you go. I'm going to give you the ball. Come on, get in there. The serve was in or out?
Serve was
Okay, that forehand, when it's low like that, don't, you know, you got to play it more out of here. Yeah? Not necessarily wrist, but more, it's more this movement. You could do, theoretically, you could do the wrist, but it's not necessary there. You should go up on this side. And don't go for a winner, place it well, but don't have to go all the way around this way, okay? Come, come. Still missed it. And you still went all the way around. Feed me a short ball, I'll show you. Feed me a short one there. See that? So half speed, but you're going on this side, and you got to make that shot. If you put it there in a corner deep like that, that's good enough.
Okay.
If you go too much here, you might miss it.
Got it.
Better, but maybe get it more towards the line there. Strong player is going to pass you with that, okay? And don't get me wrong, there can be acceleration here. It doesn't have to be like pushed or massaged.
Right.
Like, you know who's really good at this shot? Djokovic. Have you ever seen him hit one of these? Like, he goes like so fast. So you can put a lot of acceleration here. Just don't do your normal forehand, because the ball needs more spin. Because it's so low, you can't play with the body. You got to play more with the arm.
Right.
Also, you're hitting in transition. That's another reason why you can't play with the body. So just here, but fast, okay?
Okay.
Love the forehand, love the serve. Go kick now. All right, let's pick him up real quick. We'll do more of this, okay? Now, you see the difference between the regular serving and this?
I do.
Yeah, it changes things.
It's more realistic.
Yeah, but also you're serving a lot better now. You see that?
Yeah.
You're serving better. There's more power, and you're not missing that much.
Right.
So what I want you to remember, actually we can keep going, I got more balls here. What I want you to remember is this, okay? The fact that in your second match, you went from serving horribly to serving incredibly well in the super tie break, is I want you to remember that's possible to do, okay? Because when you're hitting the serve very hard, you're hitting first serves, if it's 1% or 2% off, it's going to result in a mistake.
Right.
That's why the greatest servers in the world, when they're serving well, they serve 70%.
Right.
Isner, 70, 75% when he's playing well. So it means he's still missing 2 to 3 out of 10 serves. Think about that. That's like the greatest server in the world.
Right.
So the serve is something that, like, you do 1%, 2% off, you're hitting it that hard, you're trying to get into the box, over the net at a super fast speed, over 100 miles an hour, it's got to be close to perfect to go in.
Yeah.
And the great thing is we have 2 serves in tennis, so it's not the end of the world, okay? So I don't want you to get too frustrated with your serve. 50% is a good goal for right now, to serve at 50.
Right.
And when you're serving well, 60 to 70.
Right.
Okay, when the ball is above the level of the net, that's where you got to crush, man. You got to go for the kill.
Okay.
That was way too soft. You got a little jam there too.
Too close.
Yeah, so when the ball is higher, you got to go for the winner, for the kill. Is that serve in?
Yes.
Very nice, good work. Safin, that forehand was killer, man. You see the serve is going in a lot more now.
It is.
How's your confidence level? Do you feel good about your serve?
High, yes.
Are you still worried?
Not as much.
Okay, you know what you're going to do in your match?
What?
You're not going to freak out about it, okay, if the serve's not working. Because when you freak out, oh my God, my serve is horrible, I can't serve, I'm missing all the serves, that's like a negative mindset. It's going to lead to more bad serving. So tell me the plan that you have for the next few weeks. So you're playing
I'm playing Boca this weekend.
Boca at the prize money?
Yes.
Where, at
Sunday.
Macy's?
Macy's, yeah.
Okay,
And then Monday I'm playing 25K qualies.
that's Weston.
Yes. That's
Okay, so this is great. You're going to play the 25K, you're going to play the prize money, and then what are you doing the week after that?
on January 5th, which is Thursday.
Yeah.
Or Wednesday, I believe. I have to go to Naples for USTA.
Oh, it's USDA. What is
Yeah,
that, level
it's
5?
Yeah.
Level 5. Okay, this is perfect, man. You got tons of matches,
Yeah.
you're playing well. You're beating D1 guys. So how many D1 guys have you beaten so far?
I've beaten, I think, 3.
3 so far.
Yeah.
Okay, you're on the right path, man. You're on the right path. Again, don't worry about your first serve. Technically, it's good. The thing that you added with more of the coil, I don't have any problem with it. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, you feel good about it, right?
do.
It feels comfortable. But the thing that today made an unbelievable difference, I'm talking about unbelievable difference. It went from the ball landing in the bottom portion of the back fence to
Above
like,
the middle of the fence.
you
Yeah,
saw that?
I saw
When
it.
you started using your body the right way.
Right.
when you started unloading the body more violently, because the body won't unload just by itself.
Yeah.
You have to command it to unload violently. That's what people think. Like they think even on the forehand that the arm will kind of swing around the body by itself. No, the arm has to exert some effort into the swing, and the body has to exert some effort. It's not so effort. It's going to feel effortless because
Right.
everything is synced in unison, and it feels like you're not using your arm that much. But the body, it has to be a violent movement.
Yeah.
Think Roddick, okay? Think Ivanišević. It looks like they're exerting effort into their serves, and that's what I want you to do too. Another thing that helped a lot is finishing stronger too and more stable.
Right.
Before you were kind of going like this, you know?
Yeah, I didn't really have a kickback.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's what-
So now you're like in here, bam, like this. And the difference was unbelievable. It went like the ball all of a sudden was going through the court much faster.
Yeah.
So that's what I want you to remember and practice, okay?
Okay.
All right, good work.
One thing I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
So when I texted you, I told you that after I lost the first set, I told myself just to make as many balls as I couldn't play. Then I started missing more after I told myself that.
Yeah, it's crazy how that happens, doesn't it?
It is.
Yeah, see what happens a lot of times, and this is at all levels, even at the rec level. When you want to get the ball in really badly, you end up missing just more.
Yeah.
Because you know what happens inside of that thought process is that all of a sudden, you thinking you're going to get the ball in really badly leads to massaging, steering, pushing the ball very
Exactly.
carefully. And there's a deceleration there, and that little push on the ball, just a slight push, makes the ball sail a little bit.
It does.
So remember, you're at the level now, you're a high level player. You got to rip your shots. Now within the rip, there's going to be some variations. So there's going to be placement of the ball. You don't go down the line, you don't go too deep if you're missing.
Right.
You play a little shorter, a little bit more spin, and maybe more cross court, but you always rip. You always rip. Now don't go like Kyrgios 100% blast, like you're tanking.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about that. You do like 80 to 90% rip every single time.
Okay.
Within that rip, there's things that you can do to make it go in more. But
So
you,
just
yeah.
keep the acceleration.
Keep the acceleration. In your mind, you're an aggressive player. You're not a dinker or a pusher. So
No.
you're gonna have to hit the ball hard,
Right.
and you have to trust that it works. It's gonna work. It works here. Why wouldn't it work in a match?
Yeah.
All right. You can rip here and make, like I would say, 80 to 90% of your shots. Do it in a match too. But it's very common that when you want to get the ball in really badly, you end up missing more. Just tell yourself that,
Okay.
because you're probably pushing. Okay.
Yep.
And the whole thing about missing serves in a tournament, we talked about it. The more he stresses about it, the worse it's going to get. Like, he needs to make changes if it's not working, no doubt about it. But he also doesn't need to beat himself up if it's.
Correct.
Because then it's
he
like-
may be overthinking it.
Yeah, then it's an overall negative mindset, and it's going to keep getting worse and worse.
Right. It creates like a spiral of,
Absolutely.
I said you have two choices. Show him this one. Let's see if it says it's a keeper. And number two, if not, copy his motion.
I don't.
It just goes from here.
I think it would make
it
it.
very simple. It just goes from here.
But see,
there's no A in it.
that's
just
the-
go from here and
But see,
boom.
that's the problem with copying other people. Like,
No, but yours is so simple, Nick.
it is, but I don't think it would suit him well.
Because you're a platform, he's platform. everything's so
Yeah,
simple.
true, but I feel like that he got more flexibility than me, and he's got to utilize that.
When you hit the serve, I can hear it in Miami.
Well, I can still serve. That's about the only thing I can
That's
do.
why I told listen, Nick is so like consistent.
That's about the
Because
only
his
thing.
motion can't go wrong. Because he just goes here and he just throws
Okay,
the ball
but
vertically.
I'm glad that you said that. But my motion can't go wrong because I've hit like millions upon millions of serves. And something funny, actually, my serve has gotten better over the last 4 years. You know why? Because all my videos that I made tons. I made over 70 serve videos. I made a serve course. I've given a lot of serve analysis where I recorded myself. I have hit so many serves. I've practiced my serve so much in the last 4 years.
Right.
My serve has actually gotten better. So I literally can step up to the line without being warmed up, and I can start making serves.
Right.
Where that might have not necessarily been the case before. Like, my serve has improved just because I've practiced it more.
Right.
So that's what people get it wrong. Like, my serve is not consistent because of whatever I'm doing technically.
Mhm.
Of course, fundamentals have to be there on any serve.
Yeah.
But the reason why my serve is consistent because I've put a lot of work into it, a lot of practice.
Right.
The more practice, the more results. He needs to practice his serve at least twice a week, 3 times a week. Just put a basket. I
Oh,
told
we touch bases with
Yeah.
him on a daily basis.
Okay, good.
Right?
But I think everything is fine. I think he's doing good.
So you think that Coil is a keeper then?
He can keep doing it. It's fine.